Good morning.
Oh, I was just getting into it, man.
Oh,
I was a little dance in my chair. Sorry.
Yeah, just whipped that up this morning. Ooh.
Sorry, I'm going to eat and be rude. You want me to turn off my video?
Yeah, if you want to eat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Not Jurassic Park. It's the morning coffee. We got Richie and Pure MTG Bob in the house.
Hello.
Today's just a chit-chat day. I worked on that intro today, so I didn't really come up with a subject. So I'm like, we're going to put a fresh start as the title.
Phenomenal.
I actually need to change that. We're no longer Pure MTG.
You changed it? I didn't pay attention to that.
Cardboard Odyssey.
Yep, we are now Cardboard Odyssey.
Oh, nice.
Because it just didn't make a lot of sense that we were Pure MTG when we talk a lot about Lorcana and One Piece and, Flesh and Blood and whatever other thing we're into. So it just really was kind of a misnomer. Just like, MTG Gaming Bob was a misnomer when Matt's doing most of the videos.
Right. Good morning, Investable Collectibles. Good morning, Prime.
And Prime.
Yeah,
welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us and spending your time with us.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to us blabber on about whatever.
Try to make you regret that decision.
I love getting together with everybody. You guys, here on the stream and the folks in chat. I really do. I look forward to it. It's sad and demented, but it is my social life. So I'm just joking. I love it. I love finding people of similar interest. I'm so glad I lived long enough to get out of like the 80s and 70s geek bashing, Revenge of the Nerds mentality to where I can surround myself with people of similar interest and realize it's okay. It's okay, everybody out there, to fly your nerd flag as much as you want.
Yeah, that's right. And YouTube is kind of my social life too, so that's why I like bringing in people. What's up, James Willis? What's up?
Oh, I had a problem in the 80s because, I didn't care if people were nerd shaming. I've thrown down more than once. It's funny. It was like, the Marines had thought, well, Air Force guys, you're all cream puffs. Dude, I've seen more Marines get laid out by Air Force dudes than I have seen the opposite. And, it's the same thing in nerd shaming. It's like, oh, you're a nerd. Thump. Okay, maybe you're not so much of a nerd. Okay, cool. Thanks. But now we're in a world where we can, get together, and it doesn't have to be like that. It could be more symbiotic, and we can talk about things that really matter to us, like even in, if you want to call it nerd space, or what just happened there?
Your Elgato just malfunctioned.
Oh, it did. It said, no more Bob, get bent. Oh, somebody's calling.
How dare they?
All right.
Now they really hosed me. Sorry, I'll try to get this fixed, folks.
You're good. You're good. So, I want to say good morning, everybody. It's good, Matt. Hey, James, if you didn't see the intro, you should check out the show in the beginning later. It's pretty spicy. It was a quick morning fix. I'm so proud of it. You know how I am. I love my gratification, my instant gratification. Prime, you working? All right, just in case, because you're always welcome. Always.
Let's not put that up there. We're gonna. How do I?
If Prime comes, I'm leaving.
There, we'll do that for now. Until I can fix my issue, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah. Nice. You know what? It's great. I've been enjoying not to get too heavy in Lorcana, but I've been enjoying seeing people get excited about Lorcana on Facebook and social medias. Yesterday's chat was a hoot. Cosmic Seeds. What?
I actually have a sort of, and I hate to say it, but kind of a growing negative vibe in the Discord for Lorcana. It's turned into Magic with the whole flipper mentality, and I wish I had sold it, and I really want to see that game get away from that. I really do. Because I think that's toxic. I would love to have some so I could build some flipping decks. I'd like to be able to send some and have you guys pick some up and play on the spell table. But can you go out and buy a deck right now? Nope.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I hate this phase. Hopefully they'll get past it, and hopefully the flippers will just be shunned by the community to some extent. Because I'm seeing gross pictures. If I showed them to you, like one dude has a stack of 300 boxes. You guys know my epic journey if you watched last night of just trying to get some for me. I'm not trying to flip it. I'm not trying to profit from it. I just want some. I have 0 boxes, even though I went to Gen Con, pre-ordered, went to release days, took the time off, was up till 3 a.m. on release night, and I got 0 boxes. And I'm seeing these people that have like 200 boxes stacked.
Right.
Like you don't need 200 boxes. But because you have those 200, there's 200 people that couldn't get 1 box.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. And like the one salty thing I've been seeing on Facebook about Lorcana in a way, and it's not really about Lorcana, but it's all the salty memes people have been posting about Magic the Gathering and how people treat each other, and like read the card, those kind of memes post up, and people saying welcome to a TCG. You know, it's like here's the salty of the game, welcome to the real game. And it's like this thing just barely came out. Let people learn, enjoy. We got a lot of new people who are first timers to TCGs, who are just getting into the game. Let's not ruin the experience for them. You know, you don't take a kid to Disneyland and say, "Hey, Mickey Mouse is fake." You know, you don't salt in their day.
Or do you realize that
Mickey Mouse
popsicle
is
just
fake?
cost you 4 weeks of chores? You know, like, you really want that popsicle?
Right.
That's 4 weeks of allowance. Well, you just let them have the popsicle at the damn park, and you pay for it later. Like, there's just some. I agree with you.
Right. You know,
to that point, if you don't mind, a Lorcana story for exactly what you're talking about, Tortoise. I played against this lovely lady who had never really played a TCG before, except, you know, like with her husband at home, him teaching her kind of thing.
Right.
And I had to coax her out of her shell. She was like, she wasn't even sure if she was going to play that day. You know, she went all the way there. They went all the way there and her husband didn't even play. He was just there, you know, kind of coaxing and trying to get her interested, you know, getting her into a TCG. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I was part of that. I did the best that I could to be as charming and amenable. I, you know, even helped her beat me because I had her pair up against me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, kind of walked her through it and how the game worked and optimal moves. And I wouldn't do that. I would do this kind of thing to try to help encourage her to get into the hobby. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that what you're talking about, you know, good job, you elitists. And even like the ones that are saying, oh, I want all cards to be cheap. Good job. You're killing the freaking game, you know, of Magic, you know, cool when you're looking out for your own self-interest. And
like
you're blind to everybody else around you. And I think that that's detrimental, regardless of whether it's Magic or Lorcana or any other game. So I do my best to try to encourage people to come in. You know, I like to welcome people into the fold because I don't want to see the games go away. I like the games, whether it's Lorcana or Magic. And I want to, you know, be, you know, I come off a little grumpy, but I do want to be that huggy bear and like, everybody come on in. Let's all find a spot and have fun.
All right, for sure. Really quick, I want to say hello, Coaches Magic. Whoop whoop. Salt into the sea. All right.
Magic is really.
I don't want cheap cards. Bad for the true economy of it. Right. Like there has to be a balance. And you know, and there's an ecosystem that we were talking about yesterday that, you know, you do need the wells, but you also need the players, and you need a good thriving economy. You need cheap cards and expensive cards, and no matter what TCG, you need people to keep the game going and thrive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know, thanks to Bob and Prime, you know, this is something that's been taught and instilled into me lately, because I've been seeing how things are going, and I've seen how certain local game stores are struggling with the too cheap of cards, not barely making a profit.
Well, and just think about all the people that just feel salty. Like when you looked at your cube, I think that was your epiphany moment. When you looked at your cube, the thing that you really, you know, it's your shiny, it's your dingle hopper, it's your little bauble that you like, right? And at some point, Magic is breaking that. And I feel bad for a lot of like the reserve list folks. At some point, they're going to break that little shiny bauble too.
I don't think you're supposed to show your dingle.
Those people are like, all right, F this game, right? When they do that, I feel bad for the ones that are like jealously guarding reserve list cards. I have a bunch of reserve list cards, and if they, you know, break that bubble, it's not it's not going to affect me any more than they did all the rest of the cards. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
But those people are like, oh, they'll never reprint the reserve list, and they set their heels in the sand, and like if they cross that line, then F them forever, kind of thing. And it's like, I think that's dangerous for the game, right? I think that's dangerous for the hobby. So again, I think it's kind of sad, and we should be pushing back as a community in whatever way that we can against WotC to say, yo, it is a collectible game, and if you print it into oblivion, it's no longer collectible. Beanie Babies, looking at you.
All right, really quick, I want to say welcome Prime 406 Games.
Boo.
Yo, Prime.
What up? Bye, Richie.
Is there some animosity there?
No, he said he was leaving if I showed up. So bye.
Empty threat.
I gotta say, Richie, I'm really enjoying your content. I try to stop by when I catch you live. He is a professional thing whacker, and
Woo.
I love his shorts and his comical take on a lot of different things. So I love what you're doing.
Very creative too.
Please keep
hello
it
to
up.
Watson. And it's Cosmic Seeds. Excuse me if I'm wrong. This is Stefan, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Stefan.
Could be
I'm
Tanya.
trying to remember your name.
Yeah, Tanya's got her own thing. But Bob said something about let the kid have popsicles in Disneyland. First time I went to Disneyland, went to the Buzz Lightyear Cafe or whatever the hell it was called. Dad, I'm hungry. I'm a 13-year-old grown boy. I want 2 slices of pizza. Son, you realize that that's $9 a slice, right? I don't care. Give me 2 slices of pizza. Worst pizza I ever had.
Of course.
Didn't eat both slices of pizza. My dad still makes fun of me till this day. That was 25 years ago.
That's pretty brutal.
The slice is just brutal itself.
So let the kid have the
I'll say
popsicle. I'm like, you don't know the $9 pizza story.
$9 a slice 20 years ago. Would you say 25 years ago?
Yeah, dude.
It's like $18 a slice now.
Right.
But here's the thing: you don't go to Disneyland and not expect to pay those kind of prices. If you do,
Right.
you need to readjust the way that you go to Disneyland because it's an expensive place for all things: travel,
my dad's
parking.
just a cheap bastard. At heart,
Most dads are.
but he's got all the money, right? Like he's just cheap.
That's why he has all the money, because he's cheap.
Right.
If he was buying $9 slices of pizza like they're going out of style, then he'd have no money.
Yeah, exactly. So, my champagne taste on a beer budget always gets me into trouble.
Right. Oh man.
Not me. I have champagne taste on a beer budget, but where I make the difference, and hopefully this will help some people out there, you can have champagne taste with a beer budget. You just have to drink it far less frequently.
Yes. And thank you for your advice the other day, Bob.
Okay, I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, when we were talking the other day.
Oh, about the Lorcana?
No, just money.
Oh, well, I mean, that is... I only basically do that kind of stuff behind the scenes because it puts people to sleep on streams. They don't want to hear about financial responsibility and where to put it. But there is a magical thing that'll happen if you can get some financial discipline regarding games. You'll find it far more rewarding, and you'll feel far better about it once you get your finances under control and spend, responsibly in the games. Then when you open like those 3 metal tins that I did and got $5 worth of cards out of $60 worth of product, it's like, all right, well, that's a thing. It happened. But it feels less bad when you're
definitely
in a good financial place.
Yeah.
And you can do this. Everybody out there can do it, no matter what you make, what your budget is. You can buy product.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to budget, and most people, that's like a dirty word, and they don't want to see their own budget. But if you sit down with pen and paper, real simple calculation for everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
You got A minus B equals C. A is how much you bring in. B is what you spend. C is what you have left over. If
Yep.
B is bigger than A, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Other than that, there he goes, Richie, sleeping.
Well, you see
That's the
this one.
simplest math equation on the planet, and everybody can change those numbers, right? You really can.
You get Richie. You just have to go to work to make the A bigger than the B. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Or if you're working, work more. Get a second. You know, we've had that conversation, Prime. You know,
Yeah.
that
Now accepting
You can afford anything
donations
you
to
want.
get my A bigger than my B.
Yeah, exactly. Now accepting donos so I could pay for my rent.
So what's interesting is this link I just posted in the chat is my wife's channel, and she hasn't posted a video up in years, but she wants to start doing these budget challenging games. So your conversation made a perfect segue for this. So it's about doing little games that like she had me create. She got some from other budgeters that she wants to start showing people how to have fun budgeting and use an envelope challenge thing to help you save money. Like, ironically, you guys just led me into the segue, so the wife is probably happy watching TV, be like, yeah, I got a shout out. So if you guys out there in the world of magic want to get in the future of budgeting, see different ways to have fun with budgeting, go over, give her a subscribe. I'm shilling because she pays the bills.
You guys
nice. So I mean, you could, and you know what? She could apply that to even magic. You know, she could apply that to. I'm even going to do this right now. And here's a freebie to your wife. Something I've even been thinking about doing, and even getting in on a level that is affordable for everybody. Think about this. I want you all to think about the fact that this is the alpha set for Legend, or for Lorcana Legends.
Right?
Oh boy.
You see that? Oh, son of a monkey! I clicked on.
I mean,
something.
I've got. Oh wow.
So you could go out and buy literally like 100 of these, right? And 100 of these, and 100 of these, and 100 of these, or 4 of each until you get cards that can build you a deck to play with, right? You can have a collection. Like, say you want to buy 100 of each of these,
Right.
and start establishing a collection. How much lower? Here's the thing. When I think about these, how much lower can it possibly go? Right. And now you have the first set 5 years from now, if you just have it sitting in a cardboard box somewhere, that you have a decent chunk. I mean, there's a lot of them here that are very, very affordable. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can get you an established collection. You never know. One of these is going to pop off at some point, even if it's just for the artwork, like the Steamboat Mickey.
I'm surprised
people
that's
just
not
love
a
that.
$10 card, to be honest, just because of the art.
So I mean, Flounder. There's got to be some Flounder lovers out there, and
I'm a Flounder lover.
this
I
guy
love
back,
that little
James.
guy.
so I mean, just there is an affordable side that you can start collecting. I'm sure. Here's the new Timon, of Lorcana. So there's no Timmys in Lorcana. There's Timons. So
what you're saying
you get what I'm saying, though, right?
I could get
There's
play
even
sets
a
of this.
budget side that you can get involved with the collecting and playing side of Lorcana, even when the product is ridiculously unavailable and expensive at the moment. So
I have a question for you, Bob. You just changed your channel's name to Cardboard Conversation.
I don't know how to change my name. I can't remember how to change my name.
Right?
It's on the sign-in screen.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Yes, we did. We changed it to Cardboard
Wife's in
Odyssey.
chat.
What's that?
The wife just popped in chat. Anyways, why didn't you just change your channel's name to Cardboard Conversations? It would have
Because we didn't want to confuse that with the titles of the Cardboard Conversation show.
All right. That makes sense. Makes sense.
I kind of like questing for cardboard or the quest for cardboard.
Honestly, it wasn't my pick, and I'm okay with it. I honestly don't care what people call those. I care more about like the actual content that we do. And I care that it's unscripted, unrehearsed, unfettered, unencumbered by other people's regulations and rules. So that's what I care about. Really, I don't care about the money. I like the viewers because I want to feel like people are listening to what I'm saying and enjoy the content that we're putting out there. But I mean, and that's why we changed. Man, did I think he just? Okay, no, cool. Whoa, nice out, my friend. That's what I care about. I don't really care about the name. I know it kind of hurts us. We'll have some we'll lose some subs and people that don't really actively watch the channel, but I'm fine with that, right? I care about this. I care about the community. I care about getting good news out there to people.
Well, every change you make is a metamorphosis, so things are going to change if it's dropping something and gaining more, or vice versa, you know. So,
and that's what we're ultimately hoping to do, so that people that if they click on it and they say pure MTG, and then they watch us playing, I don't know, Flesh and Blood, they're like, "What the hell is this?" Nice false advertising. So
Guess it wasn't so pure after all.
So
no, I guess not. I was pure of heart.
What's this, Prime?
That is what I bought last night.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Oh, you did win it. I thought there was like a little controversy when I was watching the show.
Okay, so like the stream died, right? But then we got back in, and then I was only gonna I gave myself a cap, right? I was like, I'm not gonna go over this cap, but Ed's my friend. Cap. And I really want that fucking thing because I want to put it somewhere. Just because I think it's cool as shit, right,
dude?
Gross, dude.
Gross.
I'm sorry.
I wanted it real bad.
Wait, what's this?
It's pretty interesting. It's a very interesting. I will say that.
Well,
if you play rare, something else, it could be called With a Twist Night.
That's something Wizards can't take value away from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's where my brain's at with this. That's a highly collectible item, super rare. Not a lot of people have that kind of shit, right? Like your Chaos Orb, right? That's badass.
Oh yeah.
What's the back look like? Has it got the yellow writing? Oh wow! Oh no, okay.
But and this extra large one specifically, I always loved. Why? Can anybody think of why I love this card being extra large specifically more than any other card that they made extra large?
Because it's more confetti when you tear it up.
Well, I wouldn't tear it up, but you don't even have to tear it up. You just hold it above it, flip it over, and it's going to land on a lot more stuff.
It's a board wipe.
I was going to say because you're old, you can't read anymore.
Well, that's true.
But sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
You don't have your glasses on.
But I have them right here. I left them down here last night, and I was like upstairs playing on my computer since last night, and this morning going, damn it, I need to go down and get my glasses. But I've been too late.
Nice vamp toot there, Richie.
Thanks.
Woo. So awesome. Oh, hello, Dark. Dark's here. You know what that means. You know what that means. Hold on a second. Well, hello, everybody. You see this nifty little dice bag here? This is handmade by Dark Raven herself. Yes, it is nice, sturdy, handcrafted. And there's a website you can go to, which I'll put in chat, called Karn's Artopia. Oh, thank you, James, for doing that.
Is it sourced from the most durable materials?
That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. And you know what? You're supporting someone who could really use the money, the help, and she's been awesome for the community. So we appreciate that 100%.
Is it made in America by a local business?
What? Unheard of. Not made in another country?
Wow. China.
And I want to welcome Mr. Hillbilly.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Hillbilly, how you doing?
Didn't realize he's going to be streaming today, Tortoise.
Well, the wife kind of asked me, why are you going to do coffee? I'm like, sure, why not? Let's do it every day of the week.
Oh,
I did it. She said something. I just rolled with it. So it was kind of like more my idea. Like I get to go live and show off a new intro I just made. Yay!
Well,
Nice.
you learned one thing. We definitely pay attention to what you say because you said Monday through Saturday, and it's about the third or fourth time I heard somebody say that. So everybody was paying attention.
Right?
Yep.
It's that daily content, apparently. And I get to blame the wife for the good stuff, so I do that when I can. If it's a good thing, she gets a blame.
So how's everybody doing this morning?
Oh, well, how you
Pretty
doing?
good. Just chatting, chilling. Dark live from the hospital bed. Are you still in the hospital bed? I hope they figure this whole thing out. I don't want to, unless it's okay with you. I don't really want to talk about what's going on, unless you don't mind. But like, yeah, got a full house today, and look, we're not even pressed on time. Look at that. Not pressed.
I need to hit up Dark Raven for like a Lorcana dice bag.
Should probably do it.
Nice.
Figure that out.
And she makes some pretty epic deck boxes. Haven't shown the wife yet, but she showed a wooden deck box. I want to show the wife. Let me actually show it. I know she's watching right now. So
What's sweet?
let's see. Let's go to here. Bling. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna show off this deck box because why not? Share screen, Discord. Yeah, she made this. She makes these deck boxes.
Those are old school cigar boxes for those that don't know what those are. Converted into dice boxes.
Those are really cool.
Yep.
I went through a cigar box phase.
I had one too, but it was a cardboard one.
Oh, you're lucky I showed up though. I just installed and got the early access upgrade for Starfield.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna go balls deep in that today.
Oh, is it available on
I
Game Pass
heard
today?
that Starfield is crap.
You got to play it for 15 hours before it's fun.
Yeah,
After that, it's really good.
yeah. I gotta get through the 15-hour tutorial to have fun.
I don't know. Pat was saying that he just couldn't believe how bad it was.
He's
He
still
probably-
playing it though. He's level 12.
So yeah, there's my cigar box and what I do with this because, fun fact, those are old. Most of my old basic lands. I think these old. Yeah, these are old school basic lands, and it's made out of what's called Spanish cedar. I went to a cigar shop and got a whole bunch more boxes in, and he was telling me that the wood that they use to give that nice aroma. It's a natural desiccant, meaning it helps keep the moisture away from your cigars. Is a type of wood that also has a nice, pleasant aroma. And what I noticed after a long time, because I didn't do it intentionally at first, I had stored, because it was a nice, you can see it's good size, unlike those stupid tins to store things in. And when I opened it up and started playing with it, I'm like, I didn't even realize that there was an odor to these. And then I started playing, I'm like, damn, my lands smell nice.
Yeah.
So these really are scented magic cards.
Yep.
Nice.
The Spanish cedar is probably one of my favorite scents ever. Yeah, aroma, whatever you want to call it. Like that's just. It reminds me of my grandpa, even though he didn't smoke cigars. Like, I don't know.
Back when men smelled like men.
Yeah,
I need to,
exactly.
I need to put y'all love like the smell of pipe tobacco.
Yeah.
Like I need
tobacco's
to get like a
pretty good.
pipe tobacco bag scented like kind of potpourri to just chuck in a box full of magic cards. Like I'm telling you, scented magic cards, it's a real thing. Got to figure out like how to do it, but it's just an extra little benefit. Because think about it, how many people open packs of old magic cards and go, "Oh, I love that smell," right?
Mhm.
So imagine if it was just like that naturally, and you have different scents at different eras. That would be awesome.
That would be
Right.
cool.
To remind you of that era, bringing back memories of whenever that era was that you cracked those packs.
Oh yeah.
20 cards, staying, poof.
What is it? No, I like my brother-in-law is an avid collector of cigar boxes, and and he likes getting cigars from different countries and stuff when he goes out on a cruise and stuff. And man, those boxes not only have a good smell, they actually keep a lot of things fresh and pretty good. Like, it's crazy. And I can't really go into a lot of the stuff I don't know, but what I do know is they're very classic and they look nice. What was that, Richie?
I said it's always a good choice. I'm not going too deep into stuff you don't know anything about.
What's this?
So, have you guys seen this yet?
No.
Assassin's Creed role-playing game by Ubisoft.
It's like D&D for Assassin's Creed.
I guess so. So I hadn't even heard of this. I was wondering if anybody had heard about this. I just saw an advertisement out of like left field somewhere, and I'm like,
yeah, I've not heard about this. The only thing I knew about was that we're getting Assassin's Creed next year in Magic, and there's another game.
So this, I guess, is like an RPG. So I guess, you know, D&D style Assassin's Creed for those that are the Assassin's Creed fanatics out there.
Cool.
I saw this and I was like, well, you know, somebody might want to, I don't know, check it out, because I haven't heard anything about this in the community. So I thought I'd share it with everybody. And
No, that's pretty
shared
cool.
it here. I forgot to share it last night on our own stream. So here you go. Congratulations.
Whoa.
You get some free content that I meant to do for us.
You heard it here, folks.
We're going to segue into, in the next coming 2 years, we're going to have an Assassin's Creed Magic the Gathering set.
Interesting.
I wonder how they're going to do that, because I'm not really all that familiar with the lore. They did, like, I don't know if you guys caught this years ago. They did a bunch of short videos with Assassin's Creed on YouTube. Really well done. And I was really hoping they were going to kind of do, like, you know, webisodes, little 5-minute to 15-minute clips of Assassin's Creed building a story. And I thought it was pretty dope. And then they only made it like a handful of them. And I'm like, what? Keep going. Don't stop that. I like that.
Yeah, well, I'm like I said, the one thing I've been waiting for all year is the dinosaur set. Everything else could care less. But next year is looking like it's going to be exciting for different things. Like, other than, even though I'm excited for the Return to Ravnica remastered set, that's just me, because it's my favorite thing. Is like, it looks like there's a lot of new product coming out next year, and that tickles my fancy too. Like, hopefully we'll get an overrun of reprints, but I like the fact that we're getting a lot of newer product being pushed in our faces.
I wouldn't hold out much hope that they're going to slow down the reprint engine. They have given no indication that they're going to stop doing that.
There's a new token in Wilds of Eldraine, or not a token, but like the ad card too, that legit talks about reprints in new and fancy versions.
Right.
They ain't stopping, dude.
No. And I can't say anything, you know, like positive in a financial sense until they stop that, right?
Right.
So they'll have to do one of two things: either stop doing the reprints, or really tighten down the print runs to where they're like Lorcana-esque rare, and everybody would hate that, right? I think that would kind of kill the game. So they're in it. They've painted themselves in a corner. They really have. And I don't know how they're going to get out of it. I don't think they even intend to until the Titanic sinks and let somebody else salvage it. You know, I think that's where we're headed.
I would bet within the last 6 months they had some kind of a meeting where they discussed ways to get more reprints somehow into product.
Oh, they're gonna keep squeezing that lemon until all the juice is gone. Right? It's not going to stop. It's not going to slow down. And so you just have to, you know, tailor your expectations around that. Right.
You definitely got to tailor your expectations, because like I'm not against reprints when it comes to like different variations, for sure. It's those heavy reprint sets that really get me.
Well, I'm not even against reprints. You know, believe it or not, I'm not against reprints, but I'm against reprints in large quantities.
Right, that's pretty much a reprint set.
Like they could have done the same thing to drive product sales if they had even just made the reprints as rare as the masterpieces. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have to like print them into oblivion, and they needed to not have so many reprint sets. But if they had just like paced themselves and done like now think about if all the reprints they've done in the last 3 years were as rare as the masterpieces were. right?
Right.
In each set, and that's how they drip the reprints into the economy, is to get these reprints and keep them valuable.
What's this?
This is gonna be the envelope that I send your cards to you in.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, I thought you had a cigar box.
It looks like
Nah,
a box.
this is an envelope. One of the envelopes I got. Mel Superfast Tortoise's card to him.
Oh, okay.
A giveaway that he won.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
I thought for sure it was a big ass cigar box. I was
Right?
like,
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I'm like,
dude.
oh, it's that box.
Now, that's the only box that I got close to me. Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Oh
Whoa.
yeah, I buy them same things. As a matter of fact,
No.
that's what I'm drinking right now. Some purple drink out of this purple Skittles from that box.
Oh, I,
That's
gotta-
good.
My box.
I know the wife is watching, so I want to say, wife, there's a Skittles Kool-Aid out there. I'm very intrigued.
Go buy it.
Hint, hint.
It ain't cheap. I'll say that. They're like $5 to $6 a box.
And it's sugar-free.
It is sugar free. And I'm diabetic, so that's a good thing.
What's this? I really hate that they reprint the same card in the set back to back. Reprints should be limited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep beating that drum because I don't know what to say until they change, right?
Right.
I am
Yeah.
looking forward to like some of the artwork from some of the sets. I like the vibe of that, like whatever Brundhill, the
Oh,
Little mouse.
Mirkwood? Mirk?
no.
I think they should just put some distance
Broom
in
Hollow,
the
Brick
reprints.
Hollow,
Broom
Brun
Hollow? No.
See, I can't even remember the little mouse that look cute. I like cute art.
I just think they should put some distance in between the reprints. Reprints
Oh.
are good, don't get me wrong, but they need to put some distance.
The poor
Yeah, the
tortoise.
pace needs to slow down. What you're saying, but they're in everything. Hell, they were even in those little metal tins with Llanowar elves and freaking Lathril Blade of the Elves, right?
Woo-woo.
Like I don't know why we need more Llanowar elves, but they
Right.
feel we do. But that's for Lathril, like I think it's just the commander set decks and maybe I think like one list slot it had at a time. But there really wasn't much, and the card really wasn't that expensive to begin with. They were like $3 to $5. Like it really didn't need the reprint.
I would just want to mention to Tortoise Coach is that tortai and tortoises are both plural for tortoise.
Also, you could call him Cooter.
But that's also a creep. A creep is a group of tortoises.
Oh, what is all right? Nobody even said what that damn set is that's coming up.
I'm
announced
looking.
it.
I'm looking. For some reason, I
I don't
can't
know
find
stuff.
fucking Wizards of the Coast website. Here we go.
But also they have a title that indicates that they're also going to do like a Wild West one, and we saw like artwork spoiled. I don't remember how long ago, like a year or so ago. I like Wild West themes.
I hope that's good. I want that to be good. I really
I
do.
want it to be good too. I mean, like I said, so much new sets coming out. It just got me excited. Like don't get me wrong. I like my reprint set. Like I like a good reprint set when it's a good reprint set, whatever. But yeah, too many reprints sets lately. And if that's the case going on, it's gonna be mad. But when it comes to the new stuff, oh, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Excited for this new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that like the spoiled Lord of the Rings aren't those supposed to be functionally unique cards that are coming in those like gift box panoramic scenes?
Right.
Yes.
I thought they weren't supposed
Which
to
I think
do
is
that.
good. What's that?
I thought they weren't supposed to do that.
Well, I believe
They are.
What do you mean they're not supposed to do that?
I don't know. Isn't it like not good form to make like unique cards that aren't in? Where is it?
Says who?
I don't, what cards are you talking about?
In the Lord of the Rings like gift box sets that are going to have panoramic.
Yeah.
If you want those, then buy those, right?
Yeah.
They need to start doing something that they can revitalize the game. It's quickly like you've lost the investors. They're gone. Like nobody invests in Magic. Everybody that buys anything of any kind of any volume, I challenge you to find one person that's still investing in Magic. And even the collectors are like, nope, I'm just going to wait for Amazon dumps and till people sell out. I know people that are buying collections, but they're waiting till people are taking pennies on the dollar, like 30 to 50% of what the TCG value is where people are buying collections. to get other people out, and it's sad.
You know what's ridiculous? You just reminded me of this when you talked about the Amazon dumps. Is on Facebook, I've seen a couple stores on the who are part of these groups talk about how they're actually buying their product from Amazon now because it's actually cheaper than some of the distributors they've been going through.
Sure.
I'm like, that's crazy. I mean,
here's the thing: is I think that stores are ultimately going to come to the point, like most of the players are, where it's okay to wait till it drops, right? All right, you can come and draft at my store, sure, when it's an Amazon dump and I get it at half the cost that the distributors charge me, and you'll just have to wait to get it at our store until then. And that's like they're changing their public, right? They're changing the buying habits because nobody really cares about being on top of standard or being in the modern meta and making sure that you're on top of it right here, right now.
right?
Because the cost has just gotten beyond most people, and it really, like, everything that they've done to fix that with making formats and banning cards and everything else they've done to fix things, they broke it by squeezing too much. It's still too expensive, meaning that you buy your modern deck now for $1,000 and you can almost guarantee within 6 months to a year that same modern deck, by the time the meta changes, is worth $500. Right? You can't like trade your cards up to stay current to keep keep offsetting the cost, because it was a secondary market that kept that price up. And now it's just like, it's like a race to sell your cards. If you have that addiction to crack them, you better hurry up and get them on the marketplace before they fall off the cliff.
Right.
Yep.
The idea is they don't make money off long-term formats. When your modern deck was good for 5 years, you don't buy new cards. They're not making money off of you. So they want to shake up the formats like modern with new hyper powerful cards.
By doing that, they've also turned off a whole lot of the audience to go, well, I'm out.
They have no foresight or control. I'm just saying, that's why we see they're doing that.
Oh,
so
no,
they can monetize.
I understand. Like I said,
yeah.
But it's funny. It's like, well, I cut off my finger to stop the bleeding rather than wrapping a Band-Aid around it. And it's like, well, that was dumb. And that's what they're doing. Like they're actually creating not only problems today, but future problems for the game with what they're doing. And they're really kind of wrecking formats. Standard's basically a dead format unless you play Arena.
I hate Google today. Google is not my friend right now.
Okay.
Upcoming Magic the Gathering sets, and I scroll down Google, and one of the 6th search is, how did Magic Johnson contract HIV?
If you don't know that, we need to have a talk about the birds and the bees.
Right. Get out of here, Google. Like, what are you doing, dude? I know.
Rillos Gaming says, I personally favor Standard. I know I'm not the favorite. I'm not the favorite because of this, but I feel the cost is coming from the constant push for big money commander decks.
It's Bloomburrow is the
thank you.
And the other one is Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Outlaws of what? Thunder Junction?
I think it looks kind of Wild Westish. He's got sort of a cowboy hat.
Bad Australian.
Yes, coach. People are very fickle.
Yep, and all it takes is one bad experience to turn off the consumer. Well, my wife's a trooper, right? Riblets. Like, she pushed to get into, she liked playing Standard and stuff, but a lot of the people at the local LGS really pushed her away from Magic. So it really hurt her in her feelings towards Magic, and she struggled to get into Commander, and she wanted to get into Commander because it was more personable, more homey. But the format is too different for her.
She needs to play Arena.
She'd probably never get out.
Talk about toxic.
Guys, Richie's got something very important. He wants a Rode X Streamer professional integrated audio interface and 4K video capture card with XLR, HDMI, TRRS connectivity for streaming gaming content creation. Now accepting donations, please.
Prime has been kicked out of the World Wide Web.
Yo, 4 keeps. So, yeah,
Zombie.
it's that Outlaws of Thunder Junction one there in the middle under the 0 of 2024. I think that's a Wild West-ish vibe to me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then the Bloomburrow almost at the end. Outside of that, I know you said you're into Ravnica Remastered, but that's the next reprint set. And then look, less than 6 months later, you got Modern Horizons 3. Guaranteed there's gonna be a bunch of reprints in there.
Oh, so I said this already. That's where the Allied fences are going to be. Is that
Yeah.
Is MH3 for sure.
The one thing I like about Modern Horizons 3 or Modern Horizons sets is it's a mix of reprints and new cards. Like Ravnica Remastered is going to be all reprints. The nice thing about Ravnica, there's not really a lot of money cards in Ravnica. Like
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, man. Look at like the Multiverse Legends. You know,
right?
They took Ragavan as their number one. What does that have to do with you know, the March of the Machines? And it doesn't really matter. Like, what does Lateral Blade of the Elves have to do with Lord of the Rings? You know, nothing.
She's an elf.
And that's just it. They don't care at this point. And I guarantee you, 2 to 3 of those sets are also going to have that like half reprint set on the back end of it. You know, it's going to be. It's not going to stop, folks. It's really not going to stop. So it's very difficult for me to get excited about it. And if they take Modern Horizons 3 and do what they did with Modern Horizons 2 and just print, you know, 8 different runs or 10 different. As a matter of fact, I heard they're going to do another reprinting of Modern Horizons 2. Like, it's not already prolific enough in the market.
That's saturated. Jesus.
Like, holy Moses. So I can't get excited about buying it in 2024. I'll buy Modern Horizons 3 in 2026.
I thought they stopped printing Modern Horizons 2. They're going to do another print.
Where I heard that from, just so I can throw him under the bus, and I like him, Mark from Solar Games. You know, he has contacts with distributors, and he's got his finger pretty well on the pulse of things. And he was saying, you know, he was looking at those set boxes, and he was basically saying that, you know, the set is dead. It's going to take decades for that set to unsaturate at this point. And so they're doing 2 things. You know, the reprints are too fast, and they're oversaturating, just like Lord of the Rings. It's already like, just wait for whatever cards you want out of that, because they're just going to keep printing. It's evergreen, you know, meaning that they're going to keep printing and printing and printing until they say stop. That's another way of saying not even print to demand, but print until there's no value left is what that means. Right. Evergreen. Yep. And that's what they're probably going to do with Modern Horizons 3. And we're probably going to hear that evergreen tag put on sets more and more as we you know, traipse into the future. They'll probably do that for like, oh, Modern Horizons 2 is an evergreen set until Modern Horizons 3 comes out, and then that'll be evergreen until Modern Horizons 4.
Yeah.
And they're just going to keep doing this with anything that has any excitement, is doing anything in the sales department. It's sad. I don't know what to say, but they're just going to kill. Like, I can't get excited about these sets, right? I just can't, because I can get excited that someday when there's an Amazon dump and they're cheap enough, like when I told you guys before I bought Dominaria Remastered, right? As it was coming out back in December, I'm like, I'm not buying it, not touching it.
That's what you need, Rich. That's what you need, Richie.
Yeah, no, it's different than what I'm talking about, but
I know.
It was an inside joke. That's
a Steam Deck?
Yeah.
Ooh, Stream Deck.
How much about those do those run?
I've had it for 2 or 3 months. I think I paid about $200 for it.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. That's really probably, and that's not even funny, because that's really what their motto actually is. Whether they admit it or not. And until that changes, it's really hard to get excited about these sets, because, you know, you're going to go out and you want to buy a box for $100, and it's just going to drop down until it gets down to that like $60, $70 range where you buy it on sale whenever you catch a dump or Black Friday for things, you know.
I gotta go catch a dump.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, I'm excited about the art. I'm excited about the concept of a lot of these things, but the financial value of it just feels bad to drop $100 on something you're gonna get $30 worth of product.
Bro, where are you getting boxes for $100 though?
I'm just saying. Yeah, that was an example, right?
I know.
Where am I getting boxes at $100 when they have dumps on Amazon for Dominaria Remastered?
That's true.
It's $200.
Pardon me. You're right. Yeah, sorry.
And that's when I bought them. They were at $111 when I bought them, right?
Ooh, gosh.
And that's just what we have to wait for. They're training us to wait for that at this point, and it's crushing LGSs. It's crushing, the excitement about buying things when they come out at release, to where I'm now 6 months at least from release before I even get excited about a set. Sorry.
I have a serious question for all of you. Why keep buying product if you're so frustrated?
I'm
don't
not
buy
buying
product
anymore.
I'm not.
Legit.
I don't.
I'm not. I buy
Very little.
older stuff and very little.
Very, very
I-
little.
I
Hated
spend
a
my
bunch.
money on wraps now.
Well,
Yeah, seriously.
A lot of the people in the community have reverted to buying stuff. Like if a set comes out they want, they'll buy the stuff from the set. But they've been buying, like a lot of people have been buying older product that they've wanted, like older, less printed product. They've been getting into more vintage stuff. I'm the derp who likes the newer stuff in general.
I haven't bought.
whatnot.
What was the last thing? Phyrexia was the last
Yeah.
standard set that I bought.
Right. And so, like me, I'm in favor of the cheaper cards, but
I
also,
bought these because it was a new gimmick, right? And I
right?
bought
Those
3 of
tins
them
are
for
really
$60
cool.
worth. Really have bought very, very little Lord of the Rings, even though Lord of the Rings is my favorite IP. Just because, and honestly, when I opened all 3 of the tins, I have another tin down there. I recorded them. It was the financial value was so bad, even though I pulled 4 mythics. It's less than $10 for all 3 tins, even with
That's-
4 mythics.
That's like your bundle luck right there.
So y'all are buying singles that you want now, no big boxes anymore.
Pretty much.
I don't even buy the singles at this point.
And it like honestly, I'm not seeing new singles that are worth a shit. It's all the reprints that are like, oh yeah, I could use one of those, but
Well,
I
even if
have
you watch
some.
Marksman, you know, like the top 10 used to be like expensive cards, and you'd see like a total of $100,000 worth of cards being bought in a week. Now all the cards that are selling in quantity are like 50-cent cards, right? They're 25 cent, 50 cent, maybe $1. They're
Right.
being bought in his top 10, and that's just indicative of the market where people are just buying. The singles that they are buying are utility singles that are really cheap, and nobody's buying in quantity, you know, big value cards at this point.
Right. Like just to mention the Commander Masters packs I got. This is like, I gotta say, I got really lucky with the pulls I got. Like that was a big chance of hitting a bad gamble there, and like I hit money. So that's how the product is nowadays. Like the product is starting to cost more than the cards when it comes to reprint sets.
Oh yeah, and the problem is, even if it popped right now, just wait till the next reprint set. Looking at you, Urza. You know, it's just doubling season is what now, sub $40, right?
Yeah, I've been buying vintage, but I do buy a small amount of newer stuff to crack on here. Not the newest stuff, just stuff I like to crack. Nice. Bob should grade his Enchanted Genie.
Not a chance. You guys know I don't do graded cards. I want to be able to throw that Joker in a sleeve and pop it on a table when I'm out at the local game store.
Yes. People have bought. Bob has bought Lorcana as much as he can find. I know Prime has bought a couple Lorcana.
Not much.
I will be buying.
I'd buy more if I could. I wanted to, but I'm not buying it at like these stupid, ridiculous prices people are flipping it for.
I'm gonna try to play. I'm gonna try to teach my nieces how to play Lorcana.
Dude,
We're
look at
almost
this fucking thing.
That thing is horrid looking. Did you find the?
What is that?
It's a binder that my cousin found at his work.
Oh,
It is fucked up.
Wow.
oh man, are those moldy?
That is not mold.
Take them out and
That
see if they're
is-
stuck together. That's a big problem with storing them back in the day like that, and they're not.
Yep.
In climate controlled, are the cards stuck together if there's multiple cards in a sleeve?
No, they're all singles actually.
Bob, you can answer this question better about Lorcana.
What's that?
How are the cards? Is it good?
Wow. Okay, I need a better definition of what you're asking on that. You mean like card quality? Yeah, I love the card quality. They're excellent.
Seems like a fun game.
It is a fun game.
All right, the mountain goats are salvageable. Everything's okay. The mountain goats are salvageable.
Nice. You know
is
what?
that like Ice Age and Homelands and
Yeah,
Fallen Empire?
it's just Ice Age, a whole lot of red.
Sweet.
Whoa.
Does it smell bad?
I need to throw this away.
Wow.
What's that?
Bob, can I blow you
I,
up?
yeah, I find the game very, very playable, and you can actually try it out for yourself online for free. Hey, there's Robert. Robert would know too. He was able to go out and buy some product. He got some starter decks. Hopefully, he was able to actually sit down and play. He can tell you as well. I'm not just a Lorcana cheerleader, though. Yeah, I've been excited about it. It's the one that's the most intriguing to me. And
That's news to me.
The buzz out there, whatever, Richie.
I mean, it's fine. It's awesome that you're hyped about it. I'm not putting you down, but I would say that if anybody has been a little cheerleading for Lorcana, it would be you.
Zombie,
Look,
are you in my neck of the woods or what?
everything that I've seen supports exactly what I've been saying since the very beginning. If you went to Gen Con, I've never seen a line like that at Gen Con. They haven't had it before. It was the first time they allowed people to sleep in the convention center to get in line inside the convention center. Mm-hmm. It's the first time they've done it in their history of like 40, 50 years or whatever it is. So it's not just me being a cheerleader. I suspected it's something to get. I tried to throw money in it. I have like less than $500, I think, total, or maybe right at $500 total invested in it. I was willing to throw like $4,000 to $6,000 at it, and I can't. I can't get the product. If you can get the product, if you could find it at any of those retailers, I challenge you to do it. It's not just me being a cheerleader. That's just the demand. It's selling out in seconds in places. The shopdisney.com sold out in less than 30 seconds on their own website selling it. They're sold out at Ravensburger. They're sold out everywhere. And it's just the appetite is voracious out there, and the game is really not even known. Understand, it's in its first month of release, folks. Just wait till it becomes known at some point. Oh my God, it's like everybody's looking at it from like Magic the Gathering player view, because we're Magic the Gathering folks and we talk about it. I think they're very different audiences, and it's a very different.
Gonna say that. It's hilarious.
What's that?
I'm not cheerleading. Rah rah shish boom bah.
Honestly, I did a prediction. I'm not just cheerleading is when it needs help. Lorcana needs no help from Gaming Bob. No. It is out of the gates and on fire all on its own without. Look, I don't talk to enough people. Nobody listens to me well enough to make a dent in the world. And
Disney built their reputation up on all of the stuff that they've done before Lorcana was ever in their minds, like their Disney cartoons and stuff like that. Everybody loves them, and now they got the card game out. People are going nuts over it.
Right.
Well, it's a very playable game, right? It's no Magic, and it doesn't want to be.
And I've seen zero woke shit.
And you know what?
So far, that's one thing that worries me, Prime, is I haven't seen it. The word to tack on the end of that is yet. Right?
But
like
that is what from Odyssey, Bob?
Chapter 1 has no woke stuff.
No, it needs no help from me, folks. I've been saying it. I don't know. Anybody who listens to me for any length of time, how long have I been talking about Lorcana? A year and a half.
Since you ever heard about it.
Since you've heard, I've been
since before Las Vegas, like at least 6 months before Las Vegas last year. So at least a year and a half.
I never considered buying Lorcana until I talked to Bob on a stream for the first time.
Well, you shouldn't. Look, I'm not pushing people that don't want the product. I'm only regurgitating what I see, what I hear. It's what I do. What can I talk about Magic? Okay, let's talk about Magic. They're going to keep reprinting shit into the ground. They're going to keep printing too many sets for people to keep up on. They're going to keep driving LGSs into the ground. They're going to keep draining your value for any card that you've ever collected. They're going to eventually violate the reserve list. Like, what do you want me to say? It's what they're doing.
Oh no, you're not wrong. It's like the only when I talk about Magic, I only talk about the things I like about Magic and want to get into Magic. Like if there's something I want, I'll let the wife know. We'll talk. We'll plan that out. We'll get get that if we can.
I even told Sherry Vegas to stop buying me dual lands.
She can buy me dual lands. Yeah,
I need to buy you.
And here's the bad thing, and I'm not trying to brag. It's just like, we don't spend a lot of money elsewhere in anything. We're very responsible. We drive cars that are well below our budget. We don't own motorcycles, RVs, boats, vacation homes. We rarely go on vacation. We spend well within our budget. So we can buy nice gifts for each other. I can buy her Coach purses and, the fancy things that are expensive for Christmas. And so now we're in this conundrum, right? That Magic was sort of like a nice little high dollar thing. I don't need and she's already bought me a lot of DeWalt tools. I really don't need any more tools at this point. Magic was like a nice little thing that she could do. I'd rather get one gift for Christmas that's really nice, like a Gaia's Cradle, than 25 sweaters and socks.
Yeah, I hear that.
And so now that Magic's done this, it actually kind of hurts me in that personal regard, on a very personal level, that she was fixing the holes in my collection. And I just told her to put a stop to it, because I just see the value in all these. Like, I think we're still heading for very dark territory. So even on a greedy personal level, to fix my own personal collection on a very personal, intimate thing between me and Sherry Vegas, I've told her to stop.
Nice,
because I think it's just going to feel bad for her when she drops $1,000 on a dual land and it turns around in 6 months and it's now $500.
All right.
So I've told her, just not now. She doesn't even know what to buy. She's like, well, what do I buy now? I'm like, I have no idea.
Right. Then Lorcana comes out. Lorcana comes out. And Bob's like, I don't know how I'm financially going to recover from this.
For the record, I would also prefer to get a Gaia's Cradle to sweaters and socks.
Yes, for the record. Now accepting donos for Christmas Gaia's Cradles.
So, I mean, I don't know how else to put that. You know what I mean? First world problems for sure. But it hurts us. Like, at some point, you have enough shit. I need to get rid of shit in my house, right?
Right.
I just have too much stuff everywhere of every kind. And I don't want to buy more stuff. I have a car that's perfectly fine, a house that's nice, furniture that works. I have more toys than I know what to do with. I can't keep buying board games because literally it would fill an entire bedroom.
Right.
Like, if you guys come to BobCon, you'll see how ridiculous my house is with nerd stuff. So I have to be,
buying physical copies of video games because I have no shelf space.
So, I'm running out of stuff to enjoy and buy, and Magic just really kind of, stuffed it in my pooper this year and in the last couple of years. It's like, well, thanks a lot. You took away the one little thing in life that I had, because I don't like a lot of stuff. I'm not very materialistic. And now they just took that away. And so I am a little angry at that. And it's on a more personal level. So I really hate that they've done it. And Lorcana, no, I don't want her to buy it, because first off, I have my own budget set aside for it. Secondly, it's just the scalpers right now kind of ruining the market, which is really disgusting to me, and I hate it. And if you go into the Discord for Lorcana, you'll see it. And you're like, that's just disgusting. And, people is like, well, I've opened everything and got 4 complete sets and I still have 3 boxes left. What should I do with it? And that really pisses me off, because I've done a lot of bending over backwards trying to get my hand on the products, and I couldn't. And so that part really is distasteful for me, and I hope it doesn't wreck the community. And I think that has a real chance of doing that. So yeah, they really need to get these reprints going, and much quicker, because if you call your game stores, don't trust me. Call your game stores, anybody who had Lorcana, and see if you can get into a league. Hey, you got any Lorcana events going on? I guarantee you what they're going to say to you. Oh, we ran out of product. We have no product to run a league.
I could have got it for 200 2 weeks ago, and it was recommended that it was too much to wait. It was going to be 170.
I won't buy it at that price either. I set a cap on release night 2 days ago at 175 max. I'll pay a $35 premium or $30 premium on it. But no, I'm not. It's not worth it to me. It'll feel bad, like, at some point. And it's not. I'm not trying to flip it. I just want to play and collect.
Right, play and collect. And that sounds like the perfect plan for a card game.
I think it'll be a lot more widely available in 60 days.
Everybody said that. You know what? Even the Ravensburger people told us that when we were at Gen Con, that on September 1st, it'll be much more available. Bullshit. It was more available on release day at 9/18 than it was on September 1st. So I don't know what their reprint plan looks like, and that can kill the game. Like,
when was release day? When you were at Gen Con?
I went to Gen Con. I went to release day at the LGS on 9/18. I went to 5 different LGSs, took the day off of work.
8/18.
What's that?
8/18?
8/18. I'm sorry.
Wow.
August 18th. And then I took the night off so I could be there at midnight and 3 a.m. to buy them from big box stores. And I drove 150 miles on August 31st to hit every Walmart because it was an early release. And I just can't get my hands on it. Not at a reasonable price.
Yeah. Everybody's excited. I mean, it's a good sign, though. A good, strong start like that is a pretty good sign, I think, for the long
So, like I said, it doesn't need Bob cheerleading. Bob's pretty pissed off that he can't get any.
I think that you might have a little misconception of what cheerleading means. I don't think I've never seen the coach go and really give the cheerleaders a pep talk to get the game won in the last quarter. Cheerleading just means like you're kind of enthusiastically speaking about it frequently.
Right.
I don't think it has to be a down and out thing for you to cheerlead for it.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying, but even at that, I'm just, it's release weekend. Right.
Can't buy any.
Yeah,
again, there's nothing wrong with cheerleading for it. I think it's really awesome that you're hyped for it. Like I said, I wasn't even interested in it until I spoke to you and you talked about it in such a way that you actually convinced me.
I think the correct term is advocate. He's advocating for it.
Sure. But even at that, I give the warning label that, hey, look, I think it's a bad long-term hold because of the seals on the boxes, people sliding packs out, you could weigh them. There's all kinds of problems with the game.
Right.
I encourage people to try it if they're interested in it, and I discourage people if they, like my channel partner, Matt, he hates Disney and it's for children. I say you shouldn't engage with this product at all. You should stay away from it.
Right.
And I think people that hate Disney should stay away from it. People that don't want to give it a shot, stay away from it. Go buy more Magic. I'm sure you'll feel good about that.
He said with great relish.
Really good.
No, I want
sarcasm.
I like encouraging all games I think are interesting. I'm keeping my eye on the Star Wars Unlimited that I played at Gen Con. It was interesting. And I'll keep cheerleading for any product in the gaming space that I think is great. If you want me to be a cheerleader, I'm a cheerleader for Clank the board game. I mean, that's ball.
Says he wonders if Disney's just waiting to push a lot of product out Black Friday.
Well, okay, well that's a misconception because it's not Disney. Disney doesn't make Lorcana. That's not a Disney product. It is a licensed Disney product through Ravensburger. Ravensburger would be the one pushing it off, but I don't think you're going to see. They're not going to have any product to sell on Black Friday, so I don't it's not going to be available. They're definitely not going to drop it on Black Friday. I can promise you that.
Rilla's Gaming is a big board gamer. If you ever get the chance to talk to her about board games, if she ever wants to show up Rilla's Gaming, okay. My wife, she loves board games.
I didn't know it's your wife. Oh,
I didn't either.
Okay. Oh yeah, hell, if you have Tabletop Simulator, Riblet, I'll play online with you. I love Clank.
Cool.
Big fan of Clank.
If she ever joins a live, which I always tell her she's available to join. She's always welcome to join our live to talk about.
A lot of women don't like to be on camera live. Like even Sherry, she doesn't want to be on camera. My daughter doesn't want to be on camera. But the nice thing about Tabletop Simulator is it's just a visual graphic interface, and all you need to do is get in like a Discord to stream it. So all they'll see is your avatar on the board game. They won't see you.
Right. Well, she could even join live using her the stop camera like that.
I don't think so, James. I think that's a conspiracy the conspiracy theory that people want to believe in, but companies don't do that. They don't need to drive up the demand. The demand was already there and overwhelmed them to begin with, right?
Right.
And they've already announced the reprints that they're going to try to get into the market, right? I honestly think it's so much bigger than people really expect. Yo, Ed. So I think that's just a conspiracy theory. I wouldn't put any stock into that whatsoever. And if you're waiting, if that's what you're waiting for is a Black Friday sale, I think you're going to be very disappointed.
It's possible. It's very.
I'm just waiting to find it available at SRP or close.
Right. That's what amen, Richie. That's all I'm asking. I don't want to pay $400 a box. I want to pay MSRP, what they're asking. And I still think MSRP is even high. 24 packs with 12 cards each. That's an expensive MSRP. $6 a pack for 12 cards?
Yeah, what is the MSRP on a sealed box?
There you go.
Sealed box?
Like 175, I think, right?
No, 143.
143.
But think about this. So the draft format, do you have time, Tortoise? I don't want to keep dominating. One of the big problems I think is draft. So their suggestion for draft is 4 packs. Now think about that. What do you need to draft in Magic?
3.
And what is the average price of a pack when drafting?
4
or 5. Well,
$15
a pack.
So when you go to draft, yeah, $15 is usually like your draft fee, right?
It wouldn't surprise me if I went and I found out it was 20 now, but it's
Okay,
been
but I'm just
50 years
saying
old.
that's what it's traditionally been, is like $15. If you want to draft it with friends, it's $15. Now Lorcana is $6 a pack, and you need at least 4 packs because you don't add lands, right? You have to ink whatever in those packs. So instead of playing like 43% of the cards that you draft because you add lands in Magic and you add power in Pokemon and other formats, you have to use the cards that you draft in Lorcana. And you only see 48 total cards, and you got to make a 40-card deck, right? So realistically, I think they're going to start doing like 5 and 6 pack drafts. So at MSRP, it's going to be almost twice the price of Magic to draft, and I think that that's a big problem.
Yeah, maybe they'll do a sealed event too that way. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what it was when I went. Where you have the starter deck, and you have like I don't think it's going to have a healthy draft format, is what I'm saying. Simply because there's too few cards in the pack. The way that the game is designed, you use cards that are in your hand to ink, so it's a problem. Like I was like, oh, that's really ugly, and there's Reddits out there on it, so that's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
But you also got the popularity too, though. You got to count that into it also. Because,
I understand that the popularity's there, but the price ultimately down the road is going to be prohibitive for people once the newness wears off, and it's just twice as expensive as anything else to draft. I think that's going to. I think there's a problem with the draft format, is what I'm saying, and I don't know what they can do to fix it.
But if Lorcana's the draft that's going to fire, and nobody's going to Magic anymore, and I really want to draft, maybe I'm just going to have to pay for a Lorcana draft every once in a while.
I will have to. Like, I won't go to a Magic draft, but I will go to a Lorcana draft, even if it's $50 or $60. But I'm not trying. Like, again, I don't try to brag, but I can afford it. Most people cannot.
I'll go draft like Ultimate Masters or whatever when that would come out, and that's like $50.
Well, the slogan: if you can afford a ticket to Disney World, you can afford to play Lorcana.
I mean, that's pretty much like, you're not too far off there. It's very expensive, and I'll so anti-cheerleader, I don't like that. They need to put more cards in it, or the price of the booster boxes need to be less. It needs to be more available. They need to put safety wrap on the damn thing. They need to change it so that you can't weigh the packs. You swap out the foils, you change the weight of the foils, so you don't have these people searching them. Now, they did do a nice thing where the packs have a serial number that matches the box that they're in. So you'll know when you're screwed, that somebody screwed you over. But what do you do about that? You can't send it back to Amazon at that point.
If people want it bad enough, they're going to get it.
What's that?
If people want it bad enough, they're going to get it.
They will initially, right? But like with anything, the newness will wear off. And it will just become another game that people like to play, but the prices can make it prohibitive for a large part of the audience.
Because if it's cheap enough, then the game will have more people getting into it.
Right. They'll fire off more drafts. It'll have more excitement. There'll be more prize support. So I don't know. I think that it's got some challenges that it needs to try to figure out, because people aren't even playing the draft yet. They haven't really figured that out. People will just go play it for free on Pixelborn, right? They won't draft it, Can
you imagine being a popular game that's brand new and people actually want to play it? That sounds weird, right?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think that games like Sorcery, I'm not hearing a lot of clamoring for playing Sorcery. No offense, Ed, I'm not hearing a lot of people clamoring to play Cryptic. They want to collect them because they're valuable, but it's not that I'm trying to collect it because I want to play it. Flesh and Blood has an audience that is playing it, but unfortunately, like, their collectability just took it right in the short hairs.
Well, like, I've seen a lot of Sorcery and other packs open, and I actually kind of stopped watching the videos because it seems like people are opening up the boxes just for collectability, with a small play group that's playing the game. Right.
And Lorcana is actually being played. I don't know if you guys heard the statistics, but on Pixelborn, they're playing, and it's been around for months. They're playing like 100,000 games a week. That's no joke. So, people are playing it, and I would play it. I'd be probably playing it right now if a store had a league or an event I could go to. I can't really commit to leagues. I'm just too busy for that. So I want to play like in events, but I can't really do that because there's no product out there.
Right.
And it's been released now. We're in release, right? There's no more releases coming out. The game is out.
Right.
But I can't play it because it's just not available. And that kind of sucks.
Or kind of arena, maybe.
Well, that's called Pixelborn. They have that. It's already out. And it's a pretty smooth client if you want to watch it. There's a lot of gameplay online. You can watch thousands and thousands of videos. But let's get to what your wife was talking about. D&D.
Yeah, she loves D&D. She's a good DM. That's what she's talking about.
I'm having Eldritch Blast withdrawals there, Bob.
Are you joining us with that? I don't remember. Matt arranged it with the guy from
Star City.
Yeah, I think it was Star City Games. No, not Star City Games. No, this
Whatever,
guy was
Pat.
a different studio. The Star City Games is that other the one piece that we had him on our show for. This is somebody who does like D&D modules and somehow connected to like some company that makes different D&D modules. But he's going to do a one shot with us. He wanted to do it this weekend, like on call. I was like, no, that's too short a notice. Did Matt reach out to you? Or are you going to be joining us in that?
Pat reached out to me.
Are you going to be joining us?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I see that? Maybe I saw that in the chat. Sorry.
No, I think you guys talked about it last weekend on your show.
Because you had to like tell them, like he had to generate your character and you had to tell them ahead of time, and like I don't know. I know that Nate was joining us.
Okay,
right.
Amy won't be joining us. Sorry, I don't mean to hijack your show. Tortoise.
It's a conversational topic show. There's no particular topic at the moment, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm a jerk when it comes to D&D. I have no desire to DM. I'm lazy and don't want to be that guy that has to do all the work. I just want to play.
Do I play D&D? We're in Ravnica. What do you think? Of course I play D&D. I'm playing a turtle.
A what?
A turtle. It's a D&D Beyond character type where you play as a turtle, like a tortoise. And I'm a wizard type character where I like making illusions and portals. Well, I'm working on making portals. That's one of my goals to grow into as a character. Because I'm a slow tortoise, but I'm evolving into
racism
fast
from Bob
tortoise.
on Wednesdays. I really do.
What's
Dragon Boy. I miss the racism.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're gonna do one shot. It'll be like a 4-hour thing. I don't know if we're gonna record it or go live with it, but it's kind of neat. It's from some game makers.
You have
that
a
I met at
mouse
NetCon.
buddy?
Yeah, in D&D, I play an alternate character called Small's Secrets. He's a Demir-based character.
Killing me, Smalls.
Like he doesn't fit into his clan because he's more of the character that enjoys being a magician, like as you would know in Las Vegas, doing little magic tricks. Than rather than actually doing like real sorcery. He loves being a showman in a Demir world, so he doesn't fit in. He's more Rakdos minded but simple. He's built to not fit into his clan, but it's just for funny because he's a sneaky little rogue.
But I thought you said he was a wizard.
No, that's the tortoise. 2 characters. One's a tortoise, one's a mouse. Hello, Mrs. HILLBILLY. Super fast tortoise thinks he's a minx.
Some would say better half, riblets.
Really?
Better. She's like the upgrade to me. Like I'm nothing.
We're all valuable human beings.
That's true.
So most of
there's
us are
something
valuable.
to meet
I
for,
think
damn it.
Putin could go and nobody would really miss him.
Right. But yeah, it's been great. You know, like one day when the missus gets more comfortable, she'll probably join us on more shows when she gets more comfortable with YouTube and how things works.
I think Putin's beach horse would miss him, the one that he rides with no shirt on.
Doesn't he have a bear? I thought he had a
His
bear.
his beach horse would miss him.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I won't miss him.
Why would you?
Ah man. That sounds like a clicker.
We're American.
Sounds like things are settling down.
What do you mean?
Well, it sounds like you guys are just settling down, like just relaxing now. You guys okay?
Well, I mean, I got out my Lorcana spiel for the day. I didn't even want to come on and talk about Lorcana in all honesty. I was just checking to see what you guys were doing.
Oh, well, I like it.
He didn't even have his pom poms ready.
Fresh start.
I did not.
Something good, you guys.
Luckily, they're never far.
What is something good? What is something good you want today?
What's that?
I
What
woke
is
up.
something good you want done today?
I want to play some Commander raids. We talked about it after the show last night. That it's been a hot minute, so I want to do some Commander raids. I'm supposed to be teaching Sherry Vegas how to play Lorcana at some point, which I'm going to have to hustle to sit down and play with her. It's double XP weekend for a lot of games out there, folks. So like EverQuest, I was grinding it out until you pinged me. For double XP, might do some Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Nice.
So I mean, just nerdery and gaming.
I love Coder.
Today.
Coder's such a good game.
Coder.
Knights of the
Watch
Old
this
Republic.
coffee chat. All subjects
Oh.
are all put to talk about.
I've heard about, I've heard it was a great RPG. Never played it. I know it had like a 1 and 2, and my brother even liked it. So I know it had a lot of acclaim, and it was supposedly really, really good.
That's a game they should redo right there.
What they really need to do is stop making these stupid, rehash live actions. I don't know if any of you were watching Ahsoka, but I want something new, like Andor. I want Revan. I want different Star Wars.
I was talking to
has
somebody
nothing
last
to do
night
with-
about that. Revan, where is our Revan story?
Well, they're going to bring him in. Do you know that they're bringing him in? But here's can we nerd out on Star Wars?
You can do whatever you want.
So how many people are familiar with Revan? Okay, how many people like Star Wars?
Well, okay, pre-Disney.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know in the audience, the storyline of Revan is thousands of years before the current era, where you think of with Luke Skywalker and everything else that we see with Darth Vader and Han Solo. So Revan is in the Old Republic. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sure Sherry would correct me, but so Revan was this very interesting sort of Jedi Sith, where he's both, right? He has a storyline where he was a good guy, kind of turned bad, but then said, I don't like either the dark or the light, and I'm going to kind of create my own following, because I have my own ideas of how force wielding should go in the universe, right? And he's this interesting character, and I think he was like in some sort of stasis of a form for like hundreds of years, and they revitalize him if you play Star Wars: The Old Republic. He's a very interesting gray character in the canon of Star Wars, and it's at a time when there are thousands of Sith and thousands of Jedi running around the universe. And so I think it leads to a very verbose, very rich storyline, where it's like the universe trying to find, or the galaxy is trying to find a quixotic force user. Okay, I'm not even sure what that word means. I'll have to go look it up.
There's he even like splits in two. Like he has a good side and a light side that are two physical beings too. Later on.
Okay, like I said, I don't even know that, but I know he has a very interesting storyline. I followed some of it. I'm not a hardcore reader, but I think that would make a far better storyline to start following than what we're seeing. And unfortunately, all they're going to bring to the canon is he's going to be in what's the series called The Acolyte. And he's
gonna premiere an Acolyte.
He's gonna premiere an Acolyte. He's just gonna be sort of like a background character, and he's only gonna be Darth Revan, right? So they're only gonna show like
the Sith side,
like 1/3 of his like actual what makes him unique and cool in the canon of Star Wars. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I was like, he's a very enigmatic character.
Yeah,
you should put the series around him and show the whole progression that he goes through in his unique journey in the Star Wars universe. But unfortunately, they're only going to show the dark side, and it's going to be as a tangential character in the Acolyte series. So everybody wanted Keanu as Revan, and I think he's supposedly. I've been arguing with Sherry Vegas that I think he's a little bit old for that. I could see it, but I'd rather see somebody more like Michael Fassbender as Revan, right? I think he has a better kind of take on it. He's a guy that played
I know who Fassbender is.
Magneto.
Magneto in the newer X-Men.
He was
movies,
also in Assassin's Creed.
That movie was bad.
What, Assassin's Creed was not great.
No, that
not
movie
great.
was so bad.
But he wasn't bad in it. It's just not a good movie.
What else is he in? He's in Jonah Hex. He's one of the bad guy's henchmen. And he's really good in that too, even though that movie totally sucks.
He's a really good actor.
He is.
The roles he's been put into have not been super amazing.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, usually everything around him kind of sucks.
But I could see him as a Revan type character. I think he has that sort of gray mentality where he could either be a good guy or a bad guy. Keanu, I mean, I know he's cult favorite, but I don't think he has a lot of depth as a character. He just doesn't. He has like those nice sidelong glances, and he has a interesting personality, right? But it's not very like Revan's a complex character, in my opinion, and it would be bad to stick somebody who's singularly dimensional in that role.
Right.
Yeah, you need like a method actor, like a character actor, somebody that's good at not like role actors. They typecasting, not typecasting. Right. He would need to be like a method actor, one of those guys that like delves into the role and like understands the character and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like one-dimensional actors like Keanu. It's like he's typecast because he looks this way or goes, whoa, right?
Yeah, like Daniel Craig or Triple X, what's his name? Or
Vin Diesel,
Vin Diesel. Yeah. So I mean, I just don't want to see those type of people in those kind of roles.
Right.
You need somebody that can actually carry some dialogue and pull off depth of character, especially when you start getting gray, where good people doing bad things to achieve like a reasonable goal, not even a greater good, but just like something reasonable. Like when you think about it, the Force in Star Wars is supposed to keep the universe in balance, but people misinterpret that the Force is doing things for good. Well, for everything good, the Force needs to balance it out with something bad, right? Because it's about balance, not about good or bad. And so you need a character that understands that sort of nature of the Force, and I think that's what Revan represents. Is that okay? The Jedis are trying to do good things, and the Sith are trying to do bad things, and they're both offsetting each other to keep it in balance. But there's nobody really in the middle that's trying to moderate that sort of balance in the universe. Like, is it bad that a lion eats a gazelle? That's just the balance of nature.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I got a clip here that perfectly explains the new Star Wars series coming out lately.
Armageddon! Annihilation! White-hot tentacles of doom spit fire! Venom! Screeching! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Ruination! Devastation! Apocalypse now! Now!
Yeah, it's not. I'm not in love with it, and Disney with their whole wokeism. Like if you notice for Ahsoka, spoiler, it's an all-female cast.
Also, how come Qui-Gon is the only one that can die to being stabbed in the gut with a lightsaber? Everyone else lately's been fine. I don't understand that.
I haven't watched.
Really upsets me.
Well, all you had to do was touch Obi-Wan Kenobi with a lightsaber, and he just disintegrated.
Right.
Like, completely evaporated like a condensed can of milk.
That's different. He
I watched
sacrificed
Ahsoka
his
because I
entire
heard
being to be a Force ghost. He ascended.
Yeah, I haven't watched Ahsoka because I heard you had to watch the old TV show they did to.
Oh, you're supposed to watch
Rebels?
7 seasons of Clone Wars and then 5 seasons of Rebels.
Right,
to
right. All that
of this shit that's going on.
Right.
I agree with you.
I'm all set.
It's
Ahsoka
fine.
Tano is not a good character.
I don't really like the cartoon nature, and especially the stylized cartoon nature of Rebels or Clone Wars. The story was okay, and I really hate when Star Wars gets very campy, quippy one-liners. That's not the part of Star Wars that I love.
No, that was
it is.
Well, it is.
It really
is.
Was
like Han Solo, and that was it.
But you also had Han Solo with Ewoks. It's like, okay, cool. Not really what I enjoy about it, and then you had Jar Jar Binks and young Anakin and Hayden Christensen and like just all kinds of Not Star Wars that I enjoy.
You know what they need to do? They need to get Terry Crews to play Yoda and come back.
Terry Crews to play Yoda. What an odd choice. I don't think I would ever have connected those two.
I just think
A
Terry
buff
Crews
little
is
green
killer.
guy that I don't know.
No, he'd be
I
a
don't
huge black man. That's woke. Yoda's now Terry Crews. Shit.
With shirtless. Terry
Shirtless.
Now you're
Yoda.
making Yoda a lot
Yoda.
better. Ooh.
He'd have
Oh,
to pull off lines like, "For 800 years Jedi have I trained, bitches."
Yeah, exactly. And then do his titty dances. Yoda, I am.
And instead of fighting, he just flexes at him.
Yeah, he uses his pecs to use the force. And
I
just
call this the force flex.
pec force flex.
And they just explode.
Yeah, they just.
Heck bouncing Yoda. That's right.
You watch
That's
him
an
neck
awesome
bouncing,
Yoda.
and you see the stormtroopers just getting bounced all over the place.
That'd be insane. That'd be insane.
Luke
this is
Skywalker's now a Asian lady.
No. It would be a nondescript. What do you call it? I don't even know what you call them.
non-binary.
Non-binary. It'd have to be
Yeah,
a non-binary Luke Skywalker.
Right.
Lucy Liu is going to be Layla.
I'd still smash Lucy Liu though.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. All that shit it gets in the way of the
Whoa.
story writing. Like, I don't mind wokeism to a degree being in including people of all different kinds, because the world does have all different kinds.
Mhm.
But when you are sacrificing elements of the story, when you're sacrificing a good story being told in a storytelling venue, you
Yep.
kind of defeat the purpose.
Yeah, it has to
And
be
I have
paramount.
nothing against, any folks of any type,
Me neither. It's
Mean
you're
people suck,
sacrificing story for representation.
Right.
Yeah, imagine if they did that in games, where if they sacrificed the game
Yeah.
being actually playable just so you could make it woke and inclusive, and it's like, well,
Saints Row did that, and they failed miserably.
it's like, how about you do the functional thing first,
Right.
and then the flavor all gets added on top of it.
Negative.
And,
Yeah,
and,
that's-
and
that's-
unfortunately, they're sacrificing one for the other rather than adding. It's subtractive rather than additive, right?
Right.
And that's an unfortunate part of it. It's
Like
not a
it's-
problem with the message; it's the way the message is being presented to the public,
Mhm.
right? And it's the
I get
delivery
it.
that's
Make a good story
That's all.
first. Let's do that.
or make a good game, make good
Right.
art, make good whatever.
Got to know what they
Like,
do.
I need to
in
make
the
good-
bedroom and what they identify as. That's what matters.
But okay, maybe to some people, but not to me.
Not to me
You know,
either.
I have
Thanks
to
for
make
passing.
good code at work, and when it runs, the computer could care less about what my personal feelings about anything are.
Right.
It either runs or it doesn't.
That's true.
Sorry, it's just the way the
Yep.
world.
And he's based on this right now.
So I agree. I mean, back around, wrapping all this back in, it's not just something that's problematic for Disney with the wokeism. WotC's just as guilty with
Just as
pushing
guilty.
social agendas in their game, to where it's,
Yep.
look, I have no problems if they want to make, androgynous people or non-binary people or whatever preference people. And I don't care if you call them a they on one card and a he or she on another, or a z, zit, zat, whatever on another card. But shoving it into Lord of the Rings, I feel was a really bad idea.
Well, Amazon did it first, so it was okay, and they succeeded very well. So
no,
it's okay.
not really.
How does the new
Again,
commercial
it's
go?
not working for anybody.
Are you
What's
not
that?
picking up the sarcasm? I'm laying it on pretty thick.
I didn't hear what Richard
How does
said.
the new commercial go? Their potato head and bucket of parts. I mean, you can't gender it, right? It's got to be. So you can't say Mr. Potato Head or Mrs.
Nope.
Potato Head.
You can't. Not anymore.
Working well for Bud Light too, apparently.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's interesting is
Can't
Mr.
confirm.
Potato Heads from the original series are worth lots of money because of that.
Well, and it's kind of like all those cards, I think, ultimately that were inappropriate in Magic in their history are going to end up being very, very collectible down the road. regardless. And I, sorry about people's sensitivities or if it offends people. No matter what it is, it's part of the history of Magic. Period. End of story. It's not like they're saying Magic's promoting that type of behavior that some artist had or what's on the card in an era bygone, but outlawing them is just ignoring the past does one thing.
So often
what is it? Those who ignore the past are doomed to repeat it.
Sure.
Right.
And so we need to tackle things head on. And I have no problem having conversations with people head on about a lot of different things. And that's what you need to say. You need to get into that type of discussion, be adults about it, and say, okay, it was not inappropriate at the time. It might have been insensitive and we were unaware, but they are cards that did exist.
But at the same time, it so often turns out that it's not even the people who are directly involved or even indirectly involved that are complaining about it. It turns out it's people who are just outside observers who are saying, "Oh, you can't appropriate that culture, or you can't talk about this."
It's the Karens that get the Washington Redskins changed to whatever they are now.
Yeah,
it wasn't the indigenous peoples of America.
No, it was some white bitch.
It so often isn't.
Right, it is. And
I'm offended.
And here's the thing: is those people would have no purpose in life if they didn't create some sort of conflict and drama. Right? They would, like, it's not like people that are doing bad things. Like, I'll guarantee you, not anybody sitting here right now. And I'm just going to say it. So it's not like any of us would promote. I'm just going to say it's slavery. Like, all of us probably find it very distasteful. None of us would promote beating on women or holding down Asian people from being able to compete in the market or any of these other really bad things for human beings. None of us would find that appropriate, support it. But not, we're also the poster children right here. I hate to tell you, we're the demographic that we're not allowed to say anything about it.
Right. We're not allowed to discuss any of this shit. We have zero opinion, and we are the evilest of beings on the planet.
We're the face of evil.
Yeah.
And that's not us doing this. Like you said, it's the Karens, it's the people that don't have a pony in that race, that are creating a spot in the world for themselves to feel self-important. And they're actually generating issues that don't need to be there. But and they're doing it in our games, and that's what I really hate. I don't want to see it in my Star Wars. I don't want to see it in Magic. I don't want to see it in Lorcana.
I see it in my everyday life. I don't want it in my escapism.
Right. Just like that. Nobody saw us online ever again.
Yeah, just like that.
We're all canceled. Right? We're all canceled. But I want to get to a place where we are truly inclusive of people. If you've ever met me, I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that really does try their hardest to include as many people as possible to make everybody feel welcome.
Except for you call me a Timmy.
That's a goal of mine.
Well, then don't behave. No, I call you a Timmy when you behave like a Timmy there, Timon. Don't FOMO out on Lorcana either.
Well, you called me Timmy last night for no reason.
Well, you are a Timmy, so I mean,
all I did was politely suggest opening his Ice Age starter.
That's not polite.
And by polite, I meant open it.
So I'm just going to sit here now and keep it just like on stream with me all the time right here.
Those are made to be open
forever now.
I be flexing.
Like, I just want to say, though, that's one of my goals for my channel, for the morning coffee, is let everybody feel included and inclusive. Like, the guests are always open to subscribers or people in the Discord. People who want to be part of the creep are welcome to be on the channel. So don't feel bad, don't feel weird. If you want to join on one day, just let me know and I'll get I'll get a hold of you and we'll let you in. And we can just conversate and bullshit like this. Because that's the fun part.
Don't be afraid to be critical of some of the things I say. Sometimes I say things without. I'll say something and I'll see it in a very antiseptic way, and I don't realize that I have offended somebody. Right? Like I'm like I'll say, oh, here's the price of something, and then they get all pissed off, and I'm like, but that's the price of the thing, and I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, not even with what I just said.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
What are you offended by, Hillbilly? Let's go. Have it out. Throw some darts at me. What you got, buddy?
I don't know.
That's not helpful. If you want to tell me I'm stupid, by all means, go for it. But tell me why and how I'm being stupid.
At
I'm
least
just
you can wear
kidding.
that hat proud, bro. At least you can wear that hat proud. I respect you for that.
I love my Browns. I love my underdogs.
God, they
You know?
suck.
They've sucked my entire life, right?
I
Like
know,
it's
right?
just it's been just bad.
I'm in the era now of like without Big Ben, even though he was not a good human being. Like we don't know what to do. They're just.
I don't know.
dead
Somebody
in the
was saying how good the Steelers are going to be this year, and I
I
don't know.
disagree.
I don't know.
Dude,
I have
We
a
have
hard time
no clue
buying it.
how good they're going to be until they actually start playing. Really,
I wouldn't say you have no clue. I mean, I think that
there's analytics and stuff.
there are lots of like the NFL is very rarely a big shocker that like, oh, this team came out and suddenly like they were amazing when nobody saw it coming. That's not generally how it works out.
Yeah, no.
They might outperform things and they might pull off those close win games or upset games. That does happen. But in general, the NFL is about what you would expect it to be. It's gotten to this point where, it's an NFL that I don't enjoy. You guys are way too young to really remember back in the day where you really cheered for a team and it was the same players on the team. Now you just cheer for a jersey or a logo, right? Because the players swap around, mid-season even at this point. It's almost like baseball.
It's hard to be attractive.
That's why you're cheering for a town, but the players swap around so much that from one year to the next, they're entirely different teams.
Well, not only that,
I got traded. I didn't know that.
Yeah, not only that, it's just no one on a team is from that city much anymore or from that state.
Oh no,
so
they're all from Florida and Georgia, and Oklahoma,
and Utah.
Ohio.
Well, at least the school, and even the schools, they're not even from there, right? Like you identify them by like what college they went to,
right?
They weren't from there; they're from like Wisconsin or
Wisconsin,
or
even
or
Montana,
Rhode Island or something, and they were just recruited by even the high schools. It's gotten so bad.
Anybody know who Dan
high schools
Carpenter is?
recruit players? What's that?
Does anybody know who Dan Carpenter is? He's a kicker.
Okay.
He played on Miami, and then went to Buffalo, I think. But anyway, he was the kicker at the college team in my town, the Montana Grizzlies.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool, big. He got big leagues and went to the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, that's big leagues, man. There's a lot of people don't even make it that far.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard to root for the teams the way you did when I was younger. It's not like, oh, the world's changed and you kids get off my lawn. But I liked it better when the teams were, you're watching a journey of a group of people and a team gelling over a period of years. Mm-hmm. And these are team sports, right? And if you've ever been on a team, you do realize it generally takes. You can watch it in college a little bit better, where like they're gelling as they're playing together, and some of the seniors rotate out. But the teams come together and the chemistry changes, and they're together long enough for that chemistry to start forming. And that's really satisfying to see the rookie come out and become a sophomore and whatnot. But now their contracts mean jack anymore, and they just trade them anyways mid contract.
Well, and free agency is kind of not a good thing either for that.
So it's unfortunate.
All right, well, now it's time for me to actually get off, and I gotta get some stuff ready for cooking dinner. We're making pot roast tonight. That's gonna cook for a while.
Nice.
Ooh, I love pot roast.
With the little potatoes or the big potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
I like the roast pot before
those are on the side. But thank you guys for joining on and having a good time.
Thanks for having us, Tortoise.
Yeah, we went on for almost 2 hours.
All right, quick question.
What's up?
Are you going to be doing this 7 days a week or 6?
Yeah, 7 days a week. Now we're going to be paying for the program, and the wife loves me doing it. She engaged today, as you saw, which was amazing. Yep. And she was awake today because that's her day off. But yeah, so I'm gonna be going on every day. Let people filter in, filter out who want to join. Don't mind. Cool. It's going to be a casual thing. It's going to be fun. I think it's fun to just talk and just not have a hyper focus on anything and just relax and bring on the conversation to wake up. It's morning coffee, yo. And with that, I'm going to end on the intro again just to show it off. And you guys have a wonderful day. So thank you, Richie, Bob, Hillbilly, Prime.